Why does a person scare themselves by imagining the worst possible scenario? When a child is born, they only have subjective and primitive perceptions of the world. They try to understand external reality as best as they can. But in childhood, this process is often very limited and inaccurate. As we grow, our thinking should develop and we should establish personal boundaries, especially the boundary between understanding and subjective thoughts and objective reality. If a person fails to transition from primitive thinking to a more detailed and a complex way of processing information, they remain stuck in a limited, self-centered perspective. This is like living in a glass bubble, disconnecting from reality. In this bubble, a person can invent any scenario, imagining the best outcomes or most dramatic ones. They churn these thoughts without analyzing, without relying on facts, creating fantasy scenarios, overthinking, and essentially lying to themselves. Breaking out of this cycle involves learning to analyze and break down these thoughts into smaller, manageable fragments, which is challenging. However, the desire for simplicity, speed, and ease often leads people to helplessness because, in this state, they are not in control of their lives. When you don't manage your life, can gather facts, or build logical connections, your mind becomes a fertile ground for imagining all kinds of terrible scenarios. But once you start testing your thoughts and actions for adequacy and alignment with reality, this frightening images in your head will disappear. This process requires effort, but it's the only way to regain control and face life with clarity and confidence. Why does a person develop the need for perfection? As a children, we were all helpless. We couldn't even feed ourselves without our mothers. Because of this, a child unable to satisfy their own basic needs create an image of what they must become to achieve what they desire. This imagined self-greed, powerful and perfect, is something all of us develop to some extent. The question is whether a person grows out of this phase. What does it mean to grow out of it? It means realizing that their idealistic, fictional version of themselves created in childhood is a lie. A person must come to understand that this illusion won't necessarily lead them to what they desire as an adult. Instead of striving to become an idealized version of themselves to get everything that they want, a person needs to shift to more conscious mindset. They need to evaluate their current situation, where they are now, their financial standing, their skills, and their personal development, and ask what can I realistically do with my current state to achieve my goals in the future. It's only by letting go of the idea of becoming great, extraordinary, and perfect that a person can start settling realistic, achievable goals and enjoy the process of working toward them. These shifts allow them to take pleasure not only in their progress but also in their life as it's now. The key to making strong, lasting impression on someone isn't about trying to harder or overthinking. It's about embracing your authentic self and showing up as the person you naturally are. When you are trying too hard mm, to be liked, it often leads to unnatural behavior, which can push people away instead of drawing them closer. Here's why this approach works and how to apply it in different situations. Why trying less works? For first, authenticity is magnetic. People are naturally drawn to those who are genuine and comfortable in their own skin. When you are not trying to fit into someone else's expectations, you radiate confidence and ease which others find appealing. Reduce pressure on both sides. When you stop focusing on impressing someone, it takes pressure off you and the other person. This creates a relaxed environment where authentic connections can grow. Prevent overthinking. Constantly worrying about what to say or do impress someone can make interactions stressful. Letting go of that mindset helps you stay present and enjoy the moment. How to stop trying to impress? First, by being present, focus on the conversation and the person in front of you instead of analyzing their reactions or planning your next move. Active listening is far more impressive than rehearsed lines or forced charm. Second, lower the stakes. Remind yourself that it's okay if someone doesn't immediately like you. Not everyone will connect with you, and that's normal. By lowering the importance of their opinion, you can interact more naturally. Show genuine interest. Instead of trying to appear interesting, be interested. Ask thoughtful questions, listen attentively, and engage in the conversation. This creates a sense of connection without you having to perform. Embrace imperfections. Nobody is perfect, and trying to appear flawless can some of our uh, inauthentic. By opening about your quirks, mistakes, or vulnerabilities, they make you relatable and human. Let your actions speak. You don't need to constantly verbalize your qualities or achievements. People will notice your value through your actions, consistency, and attitude. What to avoid? Forcing smiles or emotions. If you don't feel like smiling, don't fake it. People can sense when emotions are not genuine. Overcompensating and trying too hard to appear confident or likable can have the opposite effect. People pleasing. Avoid saying or doing things just to get approval. Be respectful, but stay true to your values and opinions. Final thoughts. When you stop focusing on making others like you free yourself to build more meaningful, mature connections. People will be drawn to your confidence and authenticity, and the relationships will develop on a stronger, more genuine foundation. Remember, the best way to impress someone is stop trying to impress them and simply be yourself. The technique to make anyone like you with a powerful effect is to focus on being liked by others as well. The secret formula is to make someone like you is stop trying to make them like you. What does this mean? It means genuinely not trying to impress them. The less you try, the more likely you are to attract them. What happens when we leave room to just be ourselves, flawed, imperfect, and authentic? When you stop trying to influence and enhance something about yourself in the hope of gaining someone's interest, you avoid failing into falseness, manipulation, or dishonesty. When you stop trying to impress and allow yourself to be open and genuine, And there's no need to force a smile, adjust your personality, or do anything unnatural. You are enough just as you are. You may ask, how do I do this? When someone starts to like another person, they often begin to act unnaturally. This isn't good because it doesn't come across as genuine. So the key is to stay authentic. When you are yourself, you naturally attract others, and your charisma shines in a present moment. If you find yourself liking someone, acknowledge that you may not be liked back. Accepting this lowers the pressure and the importance of the situations. So, what should I do? Just communicate casually, don't try to be liked, and let the other person discover your true self. So, when you stop striving to make someone like you, they'll see the real you, and the things will fall into peace much more easily and naturally.